Hello friends, welcome to Dear Dev. We are looking at fun ways to use JavaScript, and today we are going to be digging some dance moves. Let's dive in. Our dance move is going to involve one of the coolest coding superpower called loops. So look at my screen. I have my scene, I have my dancer will be dancing on the scene, and I have a button that asks the user to start dancing, and I have my script. Let's go into the script. We want to get a button such that when we click it, the dancer dances. We need to get the button and we need to get the dancer. So let's define a constant variable called dancer because we're not expecting him to change. I also want to get our button that we are going to be clicking on. It's also a constant variable, start dance button. Let's call it start dance. Our variable store information that we can always refer to from time to time. So the dancer, we're using our querySelector. We ask the querySelector to go into the DOM and pick the first element that matches the condition of ID dancer. # refers to ID. We also want to do the same thing for our button. So document the querySelector. The button has a class of start dance. I don't want to pick all the buttons. I would have used querySelector all. I just want the first one that matches the condition that has been provided, which is the class of start dance. I have my dancer, I have my button for starting dance, and we also need some moves. I'll say an array of moves that will be adding to our transforming the element that is the dancer. I expect the dancer to rotate 20 degrees, then rotate again, 20 degrees to the left, 20 degrees to the right, a slide to the left and to the right. We want the dancer to start dancing when we click on the button. So we need to add an event listener to the button. I want to call this start dance button so it is clear what the elements are doing. It's starting the dance. I want to add an event listener to the dance button. The event listener listens and waits for an event like click, scroll, over, mouse over, many other events. And then the event we are listening for is a click. As soon as I click on the button, I want the dancer to start dancing. So we are going to add an event listener to the button. Start dance button dot add event listener. The event we want to add is a click event. And we are saying that as soon as we click the event, we want you to start running a function, which is the callback function. The function we want to run is the start dance function. So we will say, it has not been defined, but we do not need to call the function here because it's a callback function. It gets called by default. So let's define our function. It's not supposed to be changing, so I'm still using const to define the function. I like my arrow functions. Start dance. So what do we want to happen in the start dance? We want the user to transform based on the dance moves that we have provided. Move to the left 20 degree, move to the right 20 degree, 550 pixels and all that. We want to use our CSS transform to move the elements. So we are going to be looping through all the available moves. I told you we're talking about loops. We don't want to write, oh, dancer, rotate 20 degree. Dancer, rotate 20 degree, minus 20 degree. Dancer, translate X, minus 50 pixel. Dancer, translate X, 50 pixels. We don't want to do that. That's too much repetition. We already have something that helps us handle repetition, and those are loops. We have for loops, while loops, do while loop. But we are going to be using our for loop here to loop through all the moves and say for every move in this dance moves array, please attach all these moves to the element. So let's see how we're going to do that. I'm using let here because I expect I to change. I is starting from 0 and it's going to increase based on the length of the dance moves. And I'm saying you keep increasing until you get to the length of dance moves. And we say every time you go through each loop, increment. That means when you go the first time, add 1 to I, so I goes from 0 to 1. if we are not up to the length of the dance moves, then you go again. And then you add 1 to yourself and become 2. If you are not up to the length of the dance moves, you go again, you become 3. So you keep going until you get to the length of the dance moves. When you are up to the length of the dance moves, we don't want you to count anymore. Because when you count the length of the dance moves, you are going to be 1 higher than the quantity of moves because we started counting from 0. Let's see that. So for every move, we want to get the style attribute of the dancer and use transform, give you those moves. So we say give us the move that is index I. So when I starts with 0, we are getting the move that is on index 0, which is rotate 20 degrees. Then when I increments by 1, you go again, and this time around it becomes dance moves in index 1, and that is the second element in the array, that is rotate minus 20 degrees. So it keeps moving round and round until we use up the length of the array. Let's see what we have right now. The move was too fast. We didn't even see it glide. We didn't see the gliding. We didn't see the rotation. So let's add some timeout to slow the movement so that we can enjoy the digging of the dance. We're going to be using a set timeout. Say, okay, do this, wait some seconds, then do that again, then wait some seconds. So set timeout, we are going to be using an arrow function, then use our moves. So we want to wait, say, I times 1 second. A second is 1000 milliseconds. So let's see how slowly that happens. Do we see that? To the left, to the right. And that was it. Then we have dance moves that are pretty limited. I expect that we should add more, like rotating 270 degrees. So now that we have added more moves, we should be able to enjoy the dance. It moves to the left, moves to the right, moves forward, moves backward, tweets. Oh my god, and that's a 360 degree. So we have defined constants. Our constant variable is a dancer. We also define the constant variable that's the dance button that is going to wait for the event, the clicking. And we are also defining the function called start dance that allows the dancing happen. Inside the function, we have our for loop that does not allow us repeat all the moves, because we could have a million moves and then we didn't have to write them one after the other, because we just told our for loop, go through the moves and pick each move, attach it to the transform of the element. And then we had to add set timeout to slow the process of updating the transform so that we can see the dance actually happen. Isn't this amazing? JavaScript is fun. You could use your loop and other things we have learned here to create a game where the user moves on click of a button, jumps, shoots, or run. Whatever you want to do with your games. JavaScript is fun. Coding is awesome. So, drop in the comment section fun things you have created with JavaScript. Let's look at it and let's laugh about it together. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share so we can see more of these videos. See you some other time. Bye-bye.